The Whine and Cheese Show is a Metaverse and NFT discussion and interview series brought to you by Metaverse Ventures Entertainment and host BEN68 and Morecheeese. Warning: the information and opinions within are solely the views of the individuals involved and contains content not suitable for anyone.
G'day and welcome to episode 56 of the Whine and Cheese and the Metaverses show. I'm BEN68 here with my co-host Morecheeese. We're recording on Friday 21st of October for Cheezels, which is Saturday the 22nd for me.
On today's show, we talked about Upland Chisel, organic communities in the Web3. Animoca says Meta's Zuck isn't spending enough. Sims are coming into the Metaverse, and it looks like Vox is involved. Reddit tricked a bunch of people into creating NFT wallets. Reddit.
Absolutely. So get ready to get shanghaied in Did You Know That Tulips Can Grow in Cow Shitty episode of
The worst show ever.
Whine and Cheese. Time for Whine and Cheese. Whine and Cheese. Time for Whine and Cheese. Cheese. One is a wanker, one's slinging stunts. One's from Australia, one's from the Bronx. Talking about the Metaverse and NFTs. Interviewing all the real crypto G's.
Hello, welcome to the Whine and Cheese and the Metaverses show. This is episode 56. I'm
They're
here.
all out of tricks.
A lot of tricks. I'm here at BEN68. Ain't he great? And it's just us again. So yeah, I like this. There's no pressure. I do miss, talking to people though, but I talk to people every day. And also I'm going to be eating my muffin during this show. So
Nice.
we
Well, it's
feel
kind
like
of, I think there's two sides of it.
what?
There's like, I like getting different perspective on things because sometimes you and I, we can get stuck in our own kind of echo chamber. But I like our echo chamber too. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a funny one.
That's true. I feel the same.
What kind of muffin are you munching on?
It's a banana walnut. I saved the top for last because it's the best
Oh.
part.
It's the whole Seinfeld, whole,
Yeah.
wasn't that multiple episodes on that, wasn't it? Muffin Tops? That was
Muffin
hilarious.
tops. I gave it to the homeless and she was like, what, you think we're not good enough? I love
Yes.
Seinfeld. Seinfeld's amazing.
Yes, absolutely it is. Right, what are we into today?
Oh, we got a lot of stuff today. Of course, we have to talk some Upland first because that's our baby. That's our number one.
You better hold on to your socks because, my gosh, I got some whining to do.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, but at least you got a response this time from X1. But we'll go into that whining. Well, let's go into it now. The Jackie size skulls.
Yes, you're all about it. You're loving this.
I love it. I love it. Like, I
Why?
think it's great. They have, creative artists coming in to participate and, give to collect. Like, this is a collection in my eyes. This is going to be something that you're going to want. I mean, people spend money on these other weird blobs of flesh, but when something big comes along, they're like, I'll give it a pass. The fuck?
Well,
What's
a
that
lot of
about?
people, myself included, I think I spent 500,000 UPEX on the lumps of baby flesh, and then this one drops after. I'm like, well, I ain't gonna drop another 500, so yeah.
Don't
everybody out.
drop 500. Drop 100. Like,
Yeah.
I think this is something that is gonna be big. Like, I don't know.
Well, then again, like that 500,000 UPEX I spent, I think I got 38, what do you call them? Structure ornaments. But that 500K would have got me, what, 7 structure ornaments in this sale? Obviously, they're more exclusive and this, that, and the other thing, but
Yeah, but you can't compare the glob of baby flesh to these skulls.
oh no, you'd
can't
be
do
mad to
that.
even try.
So
Yes.
I think you should just bite the bullet and spend 100K if they're even still up there and just get one, and you'll be like, oh, cheese, you were so right. I'm so wrong, like always. You're
Oh, I
so
did get
great.
one. I got one for my small townhouse
All right. So
for,
yeah,
for
yeah.
my official
As long as you
my
get
official
one of them,
residence.
you're fine. I just
Well,
think it's gonna be something people are gonna kick themselves.
yeah, I wanted one for my apartment in Midtown Terrace, and I wanted one for my small townhouse in Midtown Terrace. But I whinged about it before I went to bed. I was like, "Come on, guys, this is the end of registration is at 1 a.m. my time, I think, and the sale starts at 2 a.m. my time. So I have to get up at 2 a.m. to see if it's worth setting my alarm to get up at 2 a.m., which is something I've been complaining about for years. The community has been complaining. We've been told to submit official feedback. We've done that. We've upvoted it, and it's the same thing, you know, week after week, month after month. It's the exact same thing. So I had my little whinge, went to bed, alarm goes off at 2 o'clock in the morning. I wake up at 2, go straight into the app, go to see where I'm at in the app, and it's like sale starts in 2 hours. And I was like, what the fuck? So I go back to Upland and it's like announcement, hey, yeah, we're having trouble with Tilia, so we're going to delay it by 2 hours. So, righto. So, reset my alarm for 4 a.m., get up at 4 a.m., and I'm just got a horrendous position in the apartment sale. Like, was totally not even worth getting up for. So,
Well, you gotta think of it like this, and this is gonna be very unpopular with some people. If you yourself owned a business in Australia and you made a lot of sales in Australia, and you were very popular in Australia, but you had a few Americans that were like, Ben, this is horrible timing, and this, like, freaking get it done, fix it. And you're like, fuck you, mate. Like, I'm making my fucking money here in Australia. I don't need your fucking dollars. That's kind
I
of like
get
a little different perspective on it. And yeah, you're right. Like, it is going to be worldwide and
it
global
is
soon.
already.
Well,
It is
yeah,
already. So,
not
they
worldwide. Sort of. They have some international.
yeah, but they're pushing for more. And wouldn't you want to put the foundations in place now? And are they going to wait until we do have mass adoption, and then you've instead of a few people whining, you've got thousands of people whining?
Well, I agree. It should be proactive instead of reactive. But I think
Yeah.
that's how Upland always did their thing, as a reactive thing.
Yeah. I just don't get the explanation for it. Like, why? And they always have this thing, there's always delays. There's always these drama. Well, stop putting so much pressure on yourself. Make it a 12-hour bloody difference. Hell, make it a 24-hour difference.
Well, GML was saying the same thing last night on a well, this goes out Saturday. So 2 nights ago on a UPX podcast about changing the times, and even for us Americans, like, give us some time to kind of like maybe instead of one day, like, give us a few days.
Yeah, well, what time did the sales start your time? Was it 9 a.m. or something?
It was supposed to be 9 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah, so imagine like if you're a regular Joe Blow worker and you said to your boss, "Hey, I got this thing at 9 a.m. Just give me 10 minutes," and then you go to check in and it's 2 hour delay. And then what do you got to go back to your boss and say, "Oh, hang on, can I take another 10 minutes off at 11?" Or you're
It
running off
depends
to
on
the
where you
toilet.
work. It depends on where you work and what you do.
Yeah, so it's not just us that's getting stooged. It's it just
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense to me. So, and there's never any explanation. It's always just, oh yeah, we're talking about it, we're looking into it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Just a source of constant frustration.
Yeah. Mm.
But I get that there's an element of degaff, if you know what degaff means.
Uplando's watching.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
What is
So that's my little
decaf?
degaff. Don't give a, and you can work out the rest.
Oh, I don't think it's that. I think I don't think it's that. I think they have so much going on and so many things that they're juggling that they just squirrel. Like
But
they want to do.
that adds fuel to my point. Like, give yourself a 24-hour difference. You know, stop putting so much pressure on yourself. Anyhow, I'll just keep whining away, and maybe someday something might get done. You know.
Well, like I said, feedback and criticism is always good. Just don't make it personal. You never do.
Yeah.
But eventually it'll.
Oh, of
break
course, my
through.
language and my emoji use is a bit different if I'm talking within the UDU channel compared to the UCN channel. You know, that's
No, I mean straightforward
just
and
common
blunt is
sense.
not bad, but like
Yeah.
like some people are like, what cursing,
Oh, calling out people's
expletives.
names.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely not.
Spark Week, did you get any spark?
Nope. Way out of my
No.
budget this month. Way out of my budget.
I actually didn't get it.
Oh, hang on.
Oh,
Sorry. No, you finish.
I didn't get it 2 times before, but I was able to get it this time.
Yeah. No, I do lie. I did get whatever I think I got 0.1 or something. Yeah.
All right.
So I do lie, yeah. But one thing I did notice is, it was the white screen crashes. Now that we've got our Halloween structure ornaments back, like the mobile app for Upland is just white screen crashing like a beast again, and it's the same as last year when Portage Park won the Halloween stuff. No, I can't hear you, Ron, but don't worry. Yeah, Portage Park won the Halloween parade that was going to go through Portage Park for all the decorations, but it glitched out like hell because nobody could load it. So that reminded me, hang on a minute. If Portage Park had that last year, that means Chicago was released more than 1 year ago. And, you know, I've been banging on for ages. I'm not going to sell anything in Chicago until I've held it all for a year for potential tax implications purposes. Guess what? It's frickin' sales time, baby.
Wait, but in the in Upix?
In anything, I'm going to start unloading the 4,000 properties I have in Chicago.
For Fiat. And then you could save for Spark.
I'm going to sell for everything. I'm going to start smashing floors in Chicago.
All
Yeah.
right. Whereabouts?
All over. I've got property everywhere. So I'll start at I'll go into, what is it? UPX land. What's the main data one? I'll go in there and I'll rip my data down for Chicago and I'll filter it by last purchase price, because I minted 1,000 or more there at around 1 to 3K, I think. So I'll just start. You know, I think the floors there's what's the floor? I forget. We talk about it every week. So it might be 6K or something. So it's not much, but it's still like 3x profit.
Yeah.
So yes, expect to see some sales in and around the Chicago area. So if you're working on a Chicago treasure map or something, you might get some dealeroos.
Keep a lookout.
Yeah, so that was cool because like I said, I haven't focused on selling anything for ages because I've been on this whole hodl kind of journey. But yeah, I've kind of caught up to my tail a bit. So
how's your Midtown Terrace going?
With what?
How's your Midtown Terrace going?
With development?
Anything.
Yeah, well, I just signed one extra contract with UCC and I realized, like, I had all of that property, those 2 massive blocks in Midtown Terrace on Aqua Vista Way, reserved for displaying showroom stock for the outdoor decor business. But I can still put a townhouse on there, move it right to the back, and I've still got space at the front. There's no reason I can't dual purpose. So I'm like, oh, duh.
Sure.
So I think there's 80 properties there, maybe more. So I'm going to just blitz all of those with townhouses, an extra 80 properties. That'll probably take us to, I don't know, maybe 80% developed, 85% developed, something like that.
Nice. That would be freaking hot. Yeah.
Now, I want to run this idea past you. I was meaning to send you a DM, but I forgot about it and I've just thought about it now. Like those two solid blocks I have in Aqua Vista Way, I've been building everything with black walls, aqua roof, but there's one address there, 69 Aqua Vista Way. If it's all aqua and I just make that 69 one like a different color roof, is that just too freaking cringe, or is that kind of hilarious? Or what's your take on it?
Is it just because of the number?
Yeah.
No comment.
Well, if
I'll
you
let you figure that one out on yourself.
not that whole aspect of it, but if you were cruising over Midtown Terrace and you saw two massive blocks, all aqua roofs, and one that had a, I don't know, a black roof or a red roof or something, would you go, I wonder what that's about?
I would think
And
it was a jerk that put up a different color because they were an asshole. I'm like, let me see who this freaking jerk is. And I'm like, oh, it's the actual node person. Like, what the hell did he? It would probably go over my head, but it would probably land just right with most of the people in Upland.
All right, maybe it calls for a UDU survey or something. I'll put the call out within the Midtown Terrace team. See what they have to say.
Yeah,
that's
a good point. I don't think this is not a question for Cheese.
Other than that, it'll just be all aqua. But yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of that. I've got all that space there. I might as well use it. And obviously, once we do races and there's a racetrack through there, it's going to look way better if there's townhouses on there.
Yeah,
so
I agree with that.
And holy moly, the UCC rates, because of the drop in the spark price, the rates have gone way down from all of those contracts I'd signed previously. So loving it at the moment. So I did 30 builds.
I'm surprised it's still going down.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's such a weird thing. Like we talked about neighborhood ratings in the UDU podcast.
Yeah.
And you mentioned a few things that I didn't fully pick up on at the time, but I've kind of stewed away on it the last couple of days and been thinking about it while I've been doing other stuff. Like the whole thing with neighborhood ratings, even way back when we first got that nugget, was to spawn a collection. Whoa, we're going to spawn a collection. Whoa. I don't give a crap about collections.
Me neither. Yeah. Yeah.
And
you've been
it was
saying
you
it for a while.
Yeah, it was you. You said like once they keep reducing the dividend rate,
Yeah.
But then,
like some would argue, if they keep reducing the dividend rate, you're gonna want, unless they make this more, unless they make this really competitive, but I don't think they will. I think it's gonna be more bragging rights, and I'll let people do what they need to do to get their bragging rights. I'm just gonna play my own way and build and collab with people instead of destroy and plot. But I mean, I don't take away from people who want to do the other thing. I just wish it wasn't. I wish it was more like a Spud War thing and not something like permanent, like somebody's actual like baby and project and this and that. I don't know.
Well, that's why it's prime for layer 2. It shouldn't be layer 1, which is kind of what we discussed on the EDU podcast. But yeah, some people would argue that, like you kind of said there, if the dividend rate gets reduced on collections, well, that actually makes them more valuable because that's the only way you can get decent dividends. So, but yeah, I just think personally, like the last, I don't even know now, the last 6, 7, 8 city releases, however many we had, I have done no collection speculation whatsoever. I think Nashville was the last time I minted any significant collections, but since then I don't give a toss about collections. So it's kind of a weird thing. Like this, everything with nodes, everything started from we want to push for a collection, and Midtown Terrace has the highest legitimate build percentage, but if it gets a collection, sure, that's kind of cool when it's bragging rights, but it doesn't have the same kind of allure gloss as it once did.
Well, I'll tell you one positive thing about it, that I'm thinking of, is the fact that they said they were going to do it and they're doing it.
Yeah.
Right. It might not be exactly the way we want it to be, but that's life. Just the fact that they're getting it out there and getting it done for me makes me feel good, because then it's a promise that they kept. And if
Yeah.
they kept this promise, they're going to keep other promises like renting. Like, I understand they have a lot set out to come out this year, and
Yeah.
I'm not expecting it this year because Edan said in the Vegas event that it won't be coming out this year, but next year, because there's a lot of stuff coming out, and we could see that a lot of stuff is coming out. But I think if we wait a little longer, our strategy is going to get favored by rents. Like, everybody's going to kind of have their own kind of thing. It's just not our turn yet.
Yeah, it's an interesting point because the whole idea of the Spawn neighborhood collection and the rental system, they were tied together. Like the whole thing was like get an area, make it exclusive, build it up, spawn the collection, and then other people will want to rent space in that so that they can trigger the collection as well without owning the property. But if nobody really gives a toss about collections that much anymore, and if rental's not a system that's in place, it's a very strange position.
And I just want to put this out there. Instead of going somewhere to sabotage, you might just want to go somewhere to stay there and hold, because you never know who's going to get that collection. So if you have a foot in every part, you might just be lucky enough to be involved in that collection when they have it at that moment, instead of like trying to sabotage them. Why don't you just try to kind of help build it up and let it pass around? I don't know. To me,
Well,
that seems...
there's two aspects of the sabotage. One is financial, which nobody's going to be able to do. Like you couldn't go into Midtown Terrace and buy up a bunch of properties and think you're going to destroy them all. You're going to be broke. Maybe there's one or two people in the community that could even attempt to do something like that. So that's not really the aspect of the sabotage that I've kind of been alluding to. It's more the human drama aspect of it all. That's the biggest thing. There's already people jumping in servers and stirring up trouble, like, come and join us and we'll give you X, Y, and Z and this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
Lots of greasy shit going on.
And I'm not a fan of ostracization. I hate it. Even people I don't get along with, I'll still talk to you. I'll still do business with you. I'll never talk bad behind your back. I'll say it in front of your face.
Yeah.
But I think people will have different opinions. You're not always going to agree with people, but that doesn't mean you should hate them. That just means, all right, just don't talk about that with that person. Do something else. Like you never know who's going to go where and what you're going to need from who. Just live and let live. Let everybody have their fun. Everybody makes mistakes too. Like, if you see somebody heading in that way, just kind of talk to them, steer them away from... If you see someone multi-counting by mistake or sniping or whatever, I don't know. I just don't like ostracizing, personally.
Yeah, there's elements, even before all this kicked off, there's been elements within the community that are, you're either with us or you're against us. We had a recent or semi-recent member join the EDU who found it kind of strange that we were embracing of other projects and encouraging people to get into other projects, because they just got burnt from a different project that basically kicked them out because they were exploring opportunities in other nodes. They're like, no, you can't do that. Like, that's the kind of more of where I think all of the dramas, the sabotagey drama, I think that's what it's going to lean into. It's not going to be the financial side.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I definitely
we'll have to wait and see.
Guitar on the map. Guitar Hero.
Oh, yes.
Guitar. You ever
Have
play
you
that?
seen all no, I've never played
Me neither. I'm no good at that. Have I seen what?
Have you seen all the drama kicking off on Twitter about it?
About, like, in what way?
Like, why are you supporting slavery? And yeah, great. You're building a soccer stadium. Yeah, that in real life, that soccer stadium was built by slaves, and this, that, and the other thing. Yeah, this Twitter's been on fire with this.
Isn't like everything in America that is old, what that was built by slaves too?
Why? Everything everywhere is the phone that you've got in your hand, the
Railroads,
technology
yeah,
device. It's
like railroads,
super greasy.
all the infrastructure, highways, buildings. You can't
Yeah.
like, I mean, all right, it does not, it's a different because it's current. Like I do know that they have I did read into it because I like to form my own opinion. I see certain things and I'm like, all right, let me look into it myself and find out. And they do have shifty management where they'll like extend your contract, they'll hold your paperwork so you can't leave, sort of thing.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, but it's like, so what are you gonna do? Not have China? You're gonna have, you're not gonna have India? So it's like I get it, but I see the other side of it in regards to we're lucky to be where we're from, where both you and I, we don't have to deal with stuff like that. But you know, I don't know. It's gonna restrict a lot of places. It's gonna restrict. Are people gonna say the same thing about China when we go there? Even though there's so many opportunities.
I don't know. It's just so, it's so triggering, or I don't know what the word is. There's so much to unpack.
It
like,
is.
Do you want to just end with that aspect, or do you want to go with colonialism? You know, like, I'm
No,
sitting in a
exactly.
country that was founded on colonialism. So are you. You know, it's
yeah.
where does it end, sort of thing.
Most things in America was built upon slave. But I like I said, I get the fact that they're talking about it currently, like it's happening now. As still. So I get both sides of it. I definitely get both sides of it, but I still think that maybe the metaverse will be better. I don't know. We just have, like, maybe there can be ways to take that and create kind of like an awareness of it through that, like take something bad and make something good and positive about it.
Yeah. It's just, it's so deep. Everything human related is based on exploitation and violence. Everything.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how far back you want to go in our evolution. It's all, you know, it's very, very, very tricky. So I just thought it was interesting that people, a certain group of people just dived all over that immediately. So
I mean, it could be an opportunity for them too, to like raise awareness. Because like,
and it goes
I
back
didn't
to
know
what
about
you were
it
saying.
until I saw it and I read into it. So there you go. So like maybe they can build a node there when it comes out, and they can do it based off awareness, and maybe even start some sort of charity to send to the family stuck there or whatever. I don't know. Anything is possible. You could take any bad instance and turn it into not a great one, but like an okay one. I don't know.
Well, you can grow tulips in cow shit. So there's possibilities.
That's true. That's true. And now who's woodwork?
Who cares? I've seen all this buzz. Who cares?
I care because they're
Why?
gonna be all right. I care because they're the next partner.
So
What do you mean? So that's big.
Who are our other partners that you've gotten mega excited about? Who do we have first? We had the NFLPA, and we're all like, everyone's like, oh, it's the NFL. No, it's not the NFL, it's the NFLPA. And, you know, for me personally, and I'm saying from me personally, I don't mess with legits at all. So I got zero interest.
Investment partnership. What about Vox? That was big.
Yeah, but again, like we talked about it last week, It's what it represents that I'm interested in. I'm never going to go and spend $1,000 on a freaking 3D voxel avatar.
You won't, but people over there who spend that kind of
Will
money
come
will
this
come
way.
to Upland and be like, oh, $100 for a property? Here you go.
Yeah,
Sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, a few thousands for you, ultra rare? Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really care who it is or what it's about. I'll go there and buy a few properties and that'll be it.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope it's something cool. I hope it's something that, adds to the foundations of what we're building, adds to the exposure and this, that, and the other thing. But, I couldn't really give a toss, to be honest.
And I'm not too familiar with it, but I do hear people talking that that's where they hold the World Cup. And I'm like you, I don't watch football or soccer unless I have money on it. If I'm betting on it, that's the only motivation I have. But I know some people do, and I know it's going to build excitement for other people. So
yeah, well, woodwork is slang for goalpost. Like even when I played soccer as an under sevens or something, I think I started playing. It's like you headbutt the ball and it hits the the side post or something, and you go, oh, you missed it. You hit the woodwork. Damn it! Even though it's made out of metal, it doesn't matter. It's just one of those slang words. So a few people have picked up on that. So
that's
I would
pretty
assume
cool.
it's something. I would assume it's something World Cup related, but
Yeah.
if they're going to sell World Cup legits again, I'm stoked about what that represents for the foundations and the exposure. But as far as actually spending money to get involved, no interest whatsoever. So
Yeah,
but I am a tight ass at heart. So
no, I mean, you know what you like and you know what you want to FOMO into, and that's a good thing. Like we're getting to the point, and that comes to my next my next idea of Upland is getting expensive, but I like that.
Yeah.
I like it because, all right, you have the free to play players, and I get it. You want to try go as much as you can to exploit the game and get as much as you can without supporting it. And I know that's a really awful way to say it, but that's my opinion
It's
and my
not.
perception. I don't care about those players. Those players are the ones that are whining the most in general chat and cafe. And you know what? It doesn't bother me because I hope and pray that you stop playing. Like
Yeah.
if you're gonna go out of your way to say you're selling out because the game is crap, you're not really selling out because nobody smart would sell out like that. If somebody who wants to sell out that's smart would say, hey, here's a great opportunity to get into a metaverse. I can't, do it anymore. I have other responsibilities, but here's a good deal in my portfolio. You don't say, hey, you want my piece of shit. You don't do that.
Well, you could grow some tulips in it.
You could grow some tulips in this shit. But yeah, like
those.
Go ahead.
I was going to say I've been playing for almost 3 years, and when I first started, there wasn't Discord; it was Telegram, and I know from probably the first couple of days I started playing, I was saying in the Telegram, this is not a free to play game. It should not be marketed as a free to play game. All of the 1-star reviews that the app just gets smashed for are from free to play people who come in and it's not free to play. You're going to come in with your free to play and you're going to get 1, maybe 2 properties. You can't even complete King of the Street to get that collection. Nowadays you can't. Back in the day you could, but as you said, Upland's getting more expensive. Like your entry level properties now are, even for FSA, they're pushing that 3-4K. Occasionally there'll be some cheaper, like we saw in Porto and Rio and that, but it's not a free to play game. Yes, you technically. There have been a tiny handful of players who've started off completely free to play, have put 0 money in, and have moved up to executive status, this, that, and the other thing. But those are the extreme outliers.
And those are the people I don't care about. Like, I'm not saying personally, I'm just saying as part of my investment. If you're not adding to my investment, you're taking away from my investment. So any complaints I hear from you, I'm going to take with a grain of salt, or I'm going to just look the other way and go about my business. It's not something that is going to affect me Because if you think about it, you know, people who put real money in this, why are they going to want to be bothered listening to somebody who is complaining about
Yeah.
why they can't be free to play anymore, or it's getting harder and harder to be free to play?
Yeah.
It's play to
I guess it
earn.
makes it. Yeah, it's definitely play to earn. I guess it's tricky because it's on app and browser. Like if it was just an app, you could put it at a $5 buy price. You know, it might be $5. $5 gets you 15,000 UPX or something like that. You get a bonus on your first your buy in or something like that. But it gets squirrely with the web based version. Like yes, you can put a paywall there, but you're going to lose a hell of a lot of traffic. So I get the other side. Yeah, it's at its core, it's just not a free to play game. So
It's not.
it just
It's
shouldn't be
not.
marketed that way.
Yeah,
So,
and it's like if it was a free to play game, the money's gonna the money's gonna run out. You know, you
yeah,
can't expect to get like keep milking and milking, and then like the feud become more. It's not going to be sustainable. So yeah, those are not my kind of people. I like that Upland's getting more expensive. I like that there's like multiple things coming out that you have to pick and choose. Like I couldn't go to Dallas. I don't own anything in Dallas. And it
wow,
killed
yeah,
me. It killed me. But at the same time, you know, I made an investment decision. Am I mad about it? Am I snarky? No. I
mm,
made a decision. You can't have it all. And you know, whatever. It is what it is.
yeah. I know from way back in my game development days, like the free to play model is entirely based on um, catching and milking whales for as long as possible. That's how you keep the lights on in the office. Is you get
Yeah.
maybe a half a dozen whales and you just milk the shit out of them. You just
Yeah.
keep milking and milking and milking. Whereas if there's a paywall there, it's more about you have to have a good product and it has to be well marketed. So it's I don't know. I think like I've said this. How long have I been saying this? Like Uplands kind of feels like it suffers from an identity crisis because it's trying to be everything all at once.
I think it's moving away from
Yeah.
free to play, and I personally love it because it is
Well,
getting
maybe.
more expensive. Like just this thing that came out, like these are very
Mm,
well made, like items from an actual well-known artist, and
yeah. So
everyone's
what was the entry
complaining.
level? 80
80,
dollars or something.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
So maybe the caveat is that the game is technically still in beta.
yeah.
So maybe that could be the sort of switch. You know, obviously we got no idea if that's something they're even considering or whatever. But if it was me, that would be the point where I switch from free to play as a better kind of testers version. If you're going to go, okay, this is the release. Now we flip over to this is a paid product.
Well, they can kind of ease into. I think what they're doing is easing into it rather than that. Like they have the so Halloween stuff that people can afford, and then they have the
Yeah,
really really nice stuff people can afford. Like you can't expect to buy like a 5-course meal in a 5-star restaurant on just getting into the game. You know, you have to
yeah,
build your way up to that. You have to work hard and flip and invest a little money. You can't make money without investing money.
yeah. Yeah, unless you're going to put significant time and effort and work in. Yeah. I think Metaverses is going to play a big role in that
Oh
too. So
yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see how all that plays out. Like, obviously, I can't imagine Upland's going to be willing to release too much control over those kind of sales. Like, do you think there's going to be in the future? Is there going to be a 3D structure ornaments Metaventure? You would assume so, but how is that going to impact on their bottom line when they want to sell UPEX and they want to do stuff?
Well, see, it's the same thing as there's not going to be a Block Explorer MetaVenture. There may not be a that MetaVenture. Like there'll be other MetaVentures, like there'll be car skin MetaVentures, there'll be architect not architect, architect?
Blueprints.
Blueprint.
Yeah. So you mean for primary designs, you mean? So like we have Block Explorer MetaVentures, but they're all secondary sales.
Yes.
They're not producing. Yeah.
I think they're gonna still need their businesses, but we'll have enough to sustain ourselves as well.
Yeah.
This way they don't have to dip into the community funds, which I'm more than okay with. Like they said, if we didn't vote on dipping into the community funds, they'd have to find another way to do it. And I think that's more ideal. And the changes they're making, I think, are doing that in regards to treasure hunting, changing up tiers, this and that. A lot of people don't like it, but you're not gonna like everything that comes out. Like just like we don't like the collection stuff. We worked 2 years to try to get to it, and it's not the way we want it. What are we gonna do? Cry, or are we gonna evolve?
Yeah, it's strange. I mean, like it goes back to your earlier point where you were saying that they're juggling so many balls. Well, I think these structural ornaments are a prime example where, we had the, I'm going to butcher his name. Was it Jackie Sai or something?
Yeah.
Jack Sai. Those are the kind of premium ones. The kind of entry level ones that Upland pushed out were they're so bad. Like they're crappy quality. They're done in poor taste.
They weren't. I like the poor taste. I'm not gonna say anything about the poor taste because I like that, but a lot of people don't. I get it, but it's affordable.
But my point is, compare those to the Christmas structure ornaments we had last year that the community created. You know, the quality on those was insane. They were awesome. Like, why wouldn't they do something? Like, say, the end of August or September, put it out to the community. Let's go.
Put it
Submit
out.
your designs.
It should have went out to the community. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they have so much stuff coming out. And we are still, I know it's a broken record. We are still in beta. And like, I don't know. Like, I felt like they rushed it out to make us happy. And I was happy. I know. Yeah, but the thing is, like, they didn't have any time. Maybe they didn't have any time at all. And they're like, let's just do something.
Is it a Jerry Maguire quote or something? Let me help you.
But still, even if we're helping them, you still have to put man hours into that. They have to have people look over it, approve it. And then people are like, oh, I want to do this, but I don't know how. And then they're going to have to explain it and this and that. That might even take more time.
It could do, yeah. But they have experience with that. Like they've done it with the Christmas stuff.
They didn't have anything coming out last year.
Yeah.
They were like this year, it's like boom, 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 boom. Like crazy sauce.
We got stooged on the Halloween outdoor decor. We submitted an outdoor decor item for Halloween with plenty of time, and it still hasn't been approved. So obviously, even if that gets approved now, it's basically no point doing it for this year.
Yeah, we'll save it for next. Good thing we didn't put a year on it.
Yes. And we've already submitted 5 items for Christmas. Another one we're going to submit probably next week. We're what are we? 2 months away. Are we going to be able to produce that for Christmas? We just got no idea. So. Yeah, so we'll just have to wait and see.
What else do we got? Oh, one more Upland thing before we go on to the articles. Danny Brown, chief staffing officer. Oh my God, let me put this in front of me. It's on my second screen. Chief staffing officer of Upland will be speaking on behalf of Upland at Point Agenda in Las Vegas. This comes out Saturday, so today, October 22nd. Now, I actually saw her in Vegas, unless I was imagining it, which I hope I wasn't, because Yeah, she looks very familiar. I saw this on. Oops, I just clicked Zoom again. Sorry. Wait.
I do the same thing in the UDU podcast. I always
Oh.
hit that big red end meeting button.
Thank
Yes.
goodness I did, and it didn't. Hopefully, it didn't mess up anything. But here we go. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. I'm just gonna share this real quick.
What do we got here?
So this is the Coin Agenda thing that's happening. The 9th annual Coin Agenda Global will kick off with an opening cocktail party at the Mob Museum. That's pretty cool. Coin Agenda Global will take place at the luxurious Circa Resort and Casino and will focus on Web3 and cryptocurrency investing. Now, why is Upland sending someone to cryptocurrency investing unless it's only Web3 based? I don't know.
Yeah, I see Dirk Luth's name down the bottom there.
Oh, you do?
Dirk Luth Upland down the bottom. Confirmed featured speakers. So Dirk is on quite the global schmoozing tour.
Yes,
I love it.
and remember I told you they're gonna do a crazy freaking marketing thing going into the new year. Wait, I see a little bit. All right. I moved too much. It's the Italian.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, we've been complaining for ages that Upland's not getting any shine. Perhaps this is the leading edge. Schmooze away, Dirk. Pump our bags.
Away. Look at this. Is expensive.
Holy. So if you're listening on the Spotify, that the entry level price at a ticket to this thing is $2,000. Oh no, what's the thing down the bottom? Local, legendary. Oh no, that's dinner. Regular Las Vegas local.
3,000.
Whew. Regular ticket. 3,000.
So there's
dinner
gonna
package
be some...
1,000. Holy.
Dude, I just go to Burger King and get me an Impossible Burger, Impossible Whopper.
Gosh. No, but that's very cool. I like that. All right. Shall we move on to some articles?
Yes.
And we're going to stick with the Upland theme. Like I said, we've been kind of not complaining, kind of bemoaning that other metaverses like Sandbox and Decentraland and yada, 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 getting all the shine, and there's no Upland for love, even though we've got by far the best stats. Well, there was this little article here that dropped recently on bitcoin.com. Organic communities in Web3 no longer a myth. And I think that's kind of going back to that whole Mark Cuban thing where buying virtual real estate is, what do you say, motherfucking stupid or something? Unless it has a community. Yes. Player nodes in the Upland Metaverse feature multi-property takeovers. So
I love how your word node is getting in there. That's so awesome.
No, I don't know. I feel weird about it. It's very strange. Anyway.
Really? Let's see.
Why
are they showing a picture that actually looks nothing like Upland? That looks cool though. I gotta say.
If you look, that is Upland. Oh, you mean like the actual? Yeah. It's all the Upland structures, but we don't have this quality. The game can't even load 3D ornaments. How's it going to load this kind of quality? So
that looks cool.
It looks more online Monopoly boardish. Like this. It looks really cool.
Very.
And look at the colors, fancy colors. We don't got those fancy colors.
We sure don't. I like that green, that dark green with the mint green. It's a nice color.
So it says here, online communities that develop organically are the holy grail of Web3 projects. Not only are they an indication of the strength of a virtual platform, but represent a cornerstone in the formation of social and economic immersion.
You're welcome, Upland.
Yeah. While the Web3 metaverse industry still relies heavily on token incentives for user interaction, Upland is emerging as a unique platform where players form communities in a specific virtual geographic location. Now, we can't claim full ownership of that. That comes from way back, like the Alamo Square days and that sort of thing, where we And this is why I always feel funny about the use of nodes, because that is not what a node started off as. It is what it has evolved to represent, but nodes came from the formation of several of these communities, several independent communities working together under the same umbrella. Hence node. I mean, it makes so much sense if you see that original drawing that I did. So this is why I feel a bit funny. They're using it, but they don't know really what they're using it for. But it is what it is. I've moved on from all that. But yeah, we can't take ownership of that.
It might come back to bite them in the ass that they like later on when people like when Upland is really popular and like somebody smart is like talking about it and like, well, isn't a node multiple? How can a node be something individual? Yeah. And then they'll have to have that conversation. But it's until a conversation then, hey,
yeah, well, yeah, Upland has never at any stage ever come out and made any reference to UDU or the background history of anything related to it. They've just picked it up and run with it. That's fine. So as has the community, but it's a conversation that I don't think we're ever going to end up, we're never going to be able to say, okay, that conversation's over.
Well, Edan actually asked me in Vegas. It wasn't a pleasant conversation because of what he wrote in my book. I don't know you, but I hear you're awesome. So hi. Like you never want, one of your iconic people to write that in a book of any sort, but whatever, it is what it is. And he said, oh, I thought it would be a funny joke. And I'm like, all right, whatever, maybe I just don't get it. But that's when he said, so what is UDU anyway? And I explained it very nicely, and I think he was taken aback that I was able to explain it as well as I did.
Yeah,
and it didn't really go any further than that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it is what it is. We'll keep having the discussion because all the history's there, the information's there. If you want to know the history, it's there. Anyhow, it says here, this trend has been discussed theoretically by crypto's modern day political philosophers. In his 2022 groundbreaking book, The Network State, Old Mate describes the initial stages of startup societies as online communities with aspirations of something greater, and network unions. Hello, that's what UDU is. UDU is basically a network union, as groups capable of collective action with a purpose, coordinating its members for the mutual benefit. Ding, 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 ding. It seems that some of the nodes in the Upland Metaverse may already fulfill this prerequisite. Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, so, yeah, the Upland Community Directory, which famously will not list UDU in it, even though we were the first nodes because our server is not open to the general public, shows how these initiatives manifest.
But it has MVE in there.
Well, that's the next part. One can see that UCN broadcaster players who create content have initiated communities, with the Holliswood node in Queens being one such example. Our friend Radishhead operating the popular YouTube channel Upland Analysis, yada, yada, yada. So yeah, it's very cool here.
I wonder if Radishhead reached out to Bitcoin.com for this. And if he did, then he so totally deserves to have his node be announced. But yeah, that just seems weird that they would just pick one specific person.
No, it goes on. It highlights a whole bunch. So,
really?
It's interesting. Players from specific nationalities have created expat communities. We know there's Canadian Uplanders Club, Japantown in Chicago. There's an Israel thing, yada, yada, yada. It mentions Musita has the whole Brazilian side of things.
A UDU plus person.
It dives into a whole bunch of things here, like all the different communities. So this is a really good article. It outlines heaps of the stuff. Like it even mentions the Upland Racing League, DAC and Mass Chef.
Wow.
And, talks about how they're building layer 2 on top of it. Other nodes are organically joining forces with this initiative. Boys Town node in Chicago, Has a racetrack, blah, 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 Web3. So that's good.
How did
That's,
they not mention UDU?
Because we're not out there, mate. We're not in the directory.
Wow. Thanks,
Many of the
Upland.
Upland nodes also develop independent initiatives and governance. So this is good here. It talks about how Portage Park and how Russell Emby become the mayor. So, you know, it throws out to some of our friends, Ding Dong Ding Bat, Crown Handler, Outsomniac, City Runner, Coop, MRFR, Hanzilla, and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, this is a really, really good article that points to some really key things in the community and what the community is building. So, yeah, I think this is awesome. Example of nodes in Upland. We've got a tweet here. Littlewood Hood, Sherwood Forest. There's a tweet about that. So, yeah. And it shows some examples of, I think that might be Radish Head's node. Oh, no, that's
I think I'm going to have to at bitcoin.com in Twitter and say what's up with the Genesis node.
It's not even worth dealing with. It's not worth it. Look at that. Oh, that must be Creedmoor. That's looking so good.
Yeah,
full
it
of
is.
spooky stuff.
I can't wait. I really wish we could have some outdoor decor for them. But you know, it
Yes.
is what it is. It was too
Well, we
soon.
did have Halloween outdoor decor for them, but it hasn't been approved in time. In time. So next year. But by next year, the outdoor decor will be open up to the masses, and there'll be 350,000 different outdoor decor shops, I think. So we'll see. So yeah, this is a really cool article. It gives a good overview of some of the really key strengths in the community. And yeah, hopefully more kind of information like this gets out there, because if stuff like this gets into the eyes of people like Mark Cuban, hopefully it might change their thought pattern on it all. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know. Anything else you want to touch on for that one?
I'm writing them.
Not in the middle of the bloody show.
Yes, because I'm going to show you what I write. But keep going. What's our next article?
Yes, let me see what we had. Oh, this continues on from Upland as well. So here we've got Animoca brand says Meta isn't spending enough to make its closed metaverse work. So is this another FUD piece on my old mate Mark Zuck?
Yeah, of course.
So Animoca is one of the big investors in Upland, and they're saying they're not spending enough. Didn't they spend 10 billion famously?
Yeah.
How was that not enough? Animoca drops 18 million in Upland and it's pointing fingers at Meta's 10 billion.
Yeah, but it might be strategic. It might be, let's talk crap about this so that ours looks better. And I like that. Sorry, but
the founder of Animoca Brands, the parent company of the decentralized metaverse platform known as Sandbox, says that Meta Platforms is not spending as much as it should to build its metaverse, and as enticing people to join might be more difficult than they expect. Maybe they're blowing all their budget on faking having legs for their avatars, like we talked about last week. During the 2022 Disrupt event hosted by TechCrunch, old mate, the head of the Web3 Focus holding company, commented that the 10 billion per year that Mark Zuckerberg has earmarked for the creation of a metaverse as the decentralized version of Horizon Worlds is more attractive, and hence users will be drawn to it rather than going to Meta's virtual realm. Hey, what? So he's saying he's spending all his money on Horizon Worlds rather than the Meta's virtual realm. What does that mean, Cheese? Help me out here. I can't brain this article. Here we go.
Most the end user, meaning that developers, investors, and even gamers are compensated the most since not charged hefty fees that I guess there's more ways for creators to earn in Decentraland as opposed to the Meta platform. So they're saying if the the key differentiator between the two is the value aspect. Like you can get more value in Decentraland as opposed to Meta, due to the fact that like Meta doesn't have kind of what Decentraland and Upland has, where like creators get paid for what they put in, is what I'm thinking.
And then if they do create some, didn't they have some ridiculous, when they're going to charge 50% commission or something? Something stupid.
Yes.
Oh, maybe this is what it says here. Using other marketplaces for comparison, companies like Apple and Google currently charge developers as much as 30% of revenue. In Old Mate's view, you cannot have freedom without proper rights. For this reason, his company, The Sandbox, has created an ecosystem in which investors can own a parcel of land in the form of an NFT inside of a centralized entity owning the entire realm. You can't have digital freedom without digital property rights. So our perspective on the open metaverse is that it has to start with a foundation of ownership. And that's where the Sandbox stands out, the head of Animoca commented. Why isn't the head of Animoca adding Upland into that conversation? Because that is exactly what Upland is. It's all about Upland is a foundation of you are the owner of that property.
Yeah.
Meta invests heavily in the metaverse and shed billions in 2022. During the first semester of 2022, Meta's Reality Labs, blah, 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 produced revenues of 839 million, but posted operating losses of 4.26 billion. Yeah, we've talked about that. Where, of course, you're going to make losses when you're investing in the future and you're building foundations. That's just is what it is. There's not many companies that come out of the gate with a new product that's from day one is making bulk money.
Yeah.
Like you said, it takes money to make money.
It takes money to make money. Definitely
Yes.
right.
During that same period, capital expenditure rose to 13.3 billion compared to 9.2 billion the firm spent on the acquisition of both physical and digital assets during the first 2021. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I don't know. This kind of confuses me a little bit, this article. More details on Animoca Brands, a Web3 investment powerhouse. Even though Animoca may be best known for the Sandbox, or here we go, the company actually invests in a large number of Web3 projects as they believe that the true feature of the metaverse is in blockchain-based applications and ecosystems. Nice. According to its latest investor update, its portfolio investments was made up of 340 companies. Holy whack-a-mole. That were valued at 1.5 billion by the end of 30th of April this year. Well, there's no surprise then that they're not mentioning Upland, because Upland's one of 340 companies. Holy crap. Some of the most prominent investments made by Animoca include OpenSea, Axie Infinity, Polygon, and MetaMask. Wow. During its latest funding round in January this year, the investment company managed to raise 358 million in capital from investors at a valuation of 5 billion. Wow. All right. Well, there you go. Animoca's founder, Sue, I should just, whenever you hear me say old mate, it's just because I don't want to butcher the people's names. So Animoca's founder, old mate, believes that the Web3 is the kind of trend that when massively adopted can lead to a surge in the valuation of all the successful companies that have been developing projects in the space. As the saying goes, a rising tide lifts all boats, or at least that is what old mate expects. Yeah. All right, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Couldn't they have just said all that without fudding on me old mate? Why are they got to bash Mark? Come on.
I mean,
poor guy. He's trying to hobble around on his fake legs. Give him a break.
I think what they're getting at is like you should put it more into the creator's hands instead of making all the money yourself, like Zuck the Cuck does.
Wasn't that what I was just saying about structure ornaments and within Upland? Give it to the content creators. Don't try and do everything yourself.
Yeah, but then what about what I said right after? Like they have to make their money, like, and I don't want them dipping their greasy little fingers into our community pool.
Yes. It is a bit, it all gets a bit tangled and tricky, isn't it? But that's interesting that I knew Animoca was heavy in the space. I didn't know there were 340 companies heavy. So obviously, when you read something like that, they're just casting a very wide net and expecting that one or two, maybe half a dozen of these are going to pop off, and they're going to really make bank on those investments.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Oh.
no way all 340 of those companies are going to survive.
I mean, well, like they said, like the tide lifts all the boats and et cetera, et cetera. I see that as being true. I don't know. I think once it's all cross-platform and everyone can kind of visit everywhere else, it's going to be pretty exciting, and hopefully more will survive than die out.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a massive game changer. If we can have a proper portal to the Wax blockchain for the NFTs, like at the moment we've got one I haven't even bothered to set it up because I looked at the documentation on how to set it up. That Uplando put out a really good, step-by-step instructions. But the thing's freaking 3 pages long or something. And then even people have had trouble setting up the Wax portal, and you send your NFTs in, but you can't get them out. So there's a lot of work to do on that end. But we've also heard about the OpenSea portal that's going to be opened up for the Ethereum bridge. So all of that points to some really good stuff in the future. It's just not quite there yet.
I copy pasted you my tweet.
Oh boy.
It's positive. It's just like, shining a little light where it should be shined.
Yeah, good on you. That's good.
Oh, somebody liked it already.
It's probably a bot. There's 500 million thousand bots. Every time I post something, if you get a like or a retweet, no,
it's not a bot. It's Larry.
Oh, well, there you go.
Larry. He's so
good on
cool.
you, Larry.
Good on you, Larry.
All right. Now, this next article, when I mentioned this one, your eyes kind of raised and your ears pricked up. I have never played with this myself, so I don't know any of the goss. I'm going to have to throw this over to you, and I'll just feed off what you let us know. The headline grabbed my attention, though. The creator of The Sims is working on a new game on the blockchain with NFT, Metaverse, and voxel graphics. Subheading, legendary game designer Will Wright, who directed production of SimCity and the original The Sims, hasn't made a major video game since Spore in 2008. Now the developer is working with a team of like-minded people on a mysterious project called Voxiverse.
Voxverse. Like Vox, like is this gonna be part of Gala?
They're just using voxel graphics.
Oh, they're just using and voxel graphics is amazing. Like, all right, so I'm gonna get really excited and fangirl right now. So just bear with me. 7 Days to Die, Minecraft, they're all on the voxel thing where anything you see, you can destroy or you can create. Right, so it's like a true sandbox. You can manipulate the world however way you want it. I have Sims 4, I've been playing a bit, and I have gotten some really manly men to get into this and have a lot of fun. We would play it all together, and I'm going to name them because I think it's really awesome. Like Dog Romeo, he really got into it. Big Dollars, maybe a few more, I forget. I play with Human a lot. Something like this that can give you NFTs to collect and maybe even have stuff to sell, because there's a big modders market in The Sims that create such wonderful things. That is a positive too. There hasn't been a Sims since the early 2000s that was open world, and that didn't last for very long. They took it down. If they could create a Sims that's open world, that would be crazy.
Absolutely. How do I just get to Upland, the information page, not the game?
Oh, click the little calendar on the right side above the red skull.
Oh, because isn't that logo? Isn't that the Vox logo?
That's what I was thinking. That's what I
Yeah,
just
see?
said.
It is. You're right. Look at
see.
that.
Now go back
That
to the
is-
article.
Ding, ding, ding. There you go. Oh, ho, ho. So yeah, if you're listening on the Spotify, the article that we talked about last week, where Vox and Upland was partnering up, yeah, it is the same Vox based on the logo, the Vox
I'm
logo
so
that they're
smart.
using.
So smart. I'm so
You're so
smart. I'm
smart.
so smart.
The heroes of Voxyverse will be licensed characters from the world of movies, animated series, and video games. Well, there you go, because that's what the trolls and all the rest of it was for. The other thing we talked about. The release date and full list of target platforms for Voxyverse will be announced at a later date. Voxyverse is developed by Gallium Games, a studio specializing in blockchain projects. Blah 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 blah. And that's the end of the article. Yeah, I'm not going to click on that because it's a video, but the link will be in the description. That is kind of huge.
Yeah, that's huge. Oh my God.
Huge. Huh. Very, very interesting.
I will be playing that. I got so many
Wright's-
projects I'm in. Oh my God.
Yeah, Wright's new work is a social game in which the player wants something to dig, something to build, and to talk to people.
Yes. Yes.
There we go. No, that's huge. Like, as I said, I never played Sims, but of course, I'm aware of the project, and I know that it is massive.
Oh yeah. You could spend like, if let's say you're trying to play a game of Sims and you're like, let me just go look through the mods they have first for furniture, quest lines, worlds, different houses. You could spend hours just doing that before you even play the game. Because you can create in the Sims, like you can create like structures and stuff, and like depending on how your skill set is for each game, and I don't know, it's just really cool.
So remember when we talked with what was his name, Chris from the Solana project?
Yes,
What was that?
That was
I forget what it was. But yeah, we were talking to him about, because we were amazed at some of the details within that kind of ecosystem, and you were talking to him about maybe like Decor that's produced in Upland could be moved through the portal and sold over there, or vice versa. So,
well, they're having their own little hiccups, if you want to say. I think they had like a big flippers thing, and they even added a kind of tax. I think it was a 75% tax or something, so you couldn't flip out, which is greasy. Like I didn't, I was like, what the hell are they talking about? And I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna even I'm not gonna even read it, because that's gonna make me too agitated.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I should
interesting.
read it if I'm not gonna like, if I'm gonna say something about it. So like, yeah, the next I'll read about it, and then we could discuss it next week.
Yep. Yeah, that's interesting. Like, if that voxel game was to follow suit with something like that, but then that's a completely different graphic set, isn't it? Like the voxel is its own.
That's not voxel. What we did, that was not voxel at all. That was something you just walk around and you can have events in, and different worlds and whatnot. It was still very, very new. So you never know what's going to happen. But this the Sims one, it seems like a more interactive questing NFT heavy sort of thing, which is right up most people's alley.
So should we be considering doing some kind of voxel style outdoor decor for a future potential play through the portal?
Why not? Yeah.
The mind boggles. Yes.
I'd say yeah. Like, and we have Levels Y in our UDU place, who is a great voxel artist.
He's a killer voxel artist, yeah.
So
Interesting. Well, we won't get too ahead of ourselves because our showroom isn't actually open and we've only produced 2 items. So, but it's definitely something to write on your brand new massive freaking whiteboard. Just a little point there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, maybe because that just jogs my memory too. If you haven't saw, we did release a video that's outlining how we're going to open up our showroom and do our first sales for Summer Aquatics in Upland. Now, those first 2 items are the 2 couches, and we're going to run a survey probably before opening day. We'll run a survey in our Discord server to find out which item the community wants us to make next. However, when I was up at 2 a.m. for no reason whatsoever this morning, and of course my brain starts going a million miles an hour. However, what do you think about now? We're reserving our mint numbers 1 to 10 for all our items. We're going to put them up at crazy prices because we're going to use them as basically showroom stock. We're going to fart them around different projects and this, that, and the other thing. What do you think about we just push out the first 14 items of everything?
Like one at a time as it goes.
I think once we get this first sale organized, unless we have those, if our Christmas submissions come through, I think we should dive heavy into those, get lots of those produced. If that doesn't come through, I think we should produce, like, say, our sauna. I think we just manufacture 14. Just get that done.
I like
do
that.
our pool, do our jacuzzi. So we've got the whole stock, the first 14 is already done.
Yeah.
And then once we go into stock in the shelves mode, it's just all purely what we're going to sell, sort of thing.
I like that.
And then it's displayed, you can have your set displayed on your property, the full set, and same for me, yada, yada, yada.
I like that.
That's one point. The other point, what do you think about, like, at the moment, I could put mint numbers, well, we've sold the 9. So I could put mint numbers 1 to 8 of the seating with the table and the seating with the fire pit. I could put those up for sale at our set sale prices now in the showroom. But I am getting people, even though we've tried to get the word out there, I am getting people visiting the showroom, and I can see because I'm getting the visitor fees. People are visiting the showroom and they can't access the showroom because we've got nothing for sale. Now, we could put those lower mint numbers up for sale at our set prices so people would have something to see, but they're going to see like crazy high prices and go, oh, this is bullshit. I'm never coming back here again.
Yeah.
Well,
no, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
Kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I think
keep the first 14 out of there. We just have them as showroom, like people can see it.
Yeah. Or we put them up temporarily when we do the sale. When we do the full sale, when all of the items are up, like if we're putting 80 of the whatever it's going to be up for sale, then we have the lower ones there at the higher prices. But when that sales finishes, we pull them back off. Can
you split it? Can you put the first 10 at specific prices and then the other one? Oh, yeah.
Well, that's the annoying part. Every item I list for sale has to be done individually. So if we have our higher priced 10 items, I have to put that price in one at a time. But then the mint number's 14 plus. We might have 100 of those for sale. I have to do it 100 times. Now,
also, like, what about those who contacted you about those items?
Anybody who has contacted me and was serious has paid and has received their items. I am doing legit swaps for them. I did get an email, or not an email. I got a DM come through last night, which I need to follow up after this call, from somebody who wants to reserve the mint number 9 of the fountain, pool, garden swing, and ice bathing station. So that's cool. And I did share. We do know that reservation sales are coming, and that's going to make our life so much easier. So At the moment, we can't put an item up for sale that's at a reserve price, but that is coming and coming soon. So that's going to take care of that whole aspect too. So
Yeah.
So,
Like
all right.
like we said, like the first 10 are purely for collectors, and we don't mind sitting on those forever. Nobody will own them.
As
We'll have
showroom
them
stock.
we'll have them as
Yep.
showroom stock. We're not
Yep.
greedy. We're not going to take, the first quantity. We're going to get it out to people who are willing to pay for that collection number.
Yep.
Whoever it may be, we want it to be as fair as possible. I think it is better to have people kind of reach out that know what they want.
And we have actually talked people out of it. We had some
Yeah.
people say, I want to reserve this, and this, and I'm going to pay for it. And we're like, are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of funny.
Those are items that are not going to be flippable. They're not going to be
No.
stuff that you ever even consider selling. It's going to be something that you just kind of show off, like, oh, look, I got the first mint of the first ever
Yeah.
things created in Samurai Aquatics, sort of thing.
Yeah, it can't be a FOMO purchase. You're just gonna. We've essentially been trying to protect people from themselves a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, we've got one more article to touch on, which was one that you found another one that you're pretty excited about. I'll bring that up and we'll have a bit of a spiel and then we'll get the hellish out of here. So this one, Reddit NFT launch sparks the creation of 2.5 million crypto wallets.
Now, I didn't even know Reddit had an NFT launch and Reddit has a huge fan base.
Don't you remember? Not too long ago, we covered this on the Whine and Cheese show where Reddit had avatars and they were saying they're not avatars.
Yes!
They're only collectibles.
Yes!
They're on the blockchain, but they're not NFTs.
But they are, but they're not, but they are.
But they're not, but they are. They were very against the word NFT. Now they're all about NFTs.
Fuck yeah. Well, I mean, they had to do that to get the 2.5 million people. Like, good on them. Good on them. What kind of wallets did these people make?
Oh, but this is bullshit at the start. Look, when popular social media platform Reddit announced its entry into the NFT sector earlier this year, no, they didn't. They were dead set against pushing back about NFTs.
Yeah.
There was concern about how it would be received by users. Hence, they kept saying it's not an NFT. Now, months later, it is safe to say that Reddit's endeavors have been a success. So have they essentially just shoehorned people or kind of shanghaied people into not knowing that they've just purchased an NFT?
Yes, and I love it.
That's right, they called it digital collectibles. Not only have its digital collectibles sold out to the point of commanding thousands of dollars on the resale market, but they have also influenced crypto wallet creation. According to Reddit's chief product officer, Old Mate, over 2.5 million asset wallets have been created through its Vault blockchain wallet.
Oh, Vault.
So, yeah, people, you have bought NFTs.
Congratulations.
According to Old Mate, these wallets were created so that the users could buy NFT avatars that could be used for their profile pictures on the platform. The NFT avatar collections were rolled out in mid-2022 and proven to be a hit thus far. Yeah. They pushed back against saying NFT. They were saying they're digital collectibles.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I love it.
All of these NFTs feature Snoo, the Red Up mascot, in a variety of themes, colors, and outfits. The response to these NFTs was so positive that Reddit even airdropped some for free to its most prolific users. So was it so positive because it wasn't marketed as an NFT? Would it have been as popular if it had been marketed as an NFT? The mind boggles.
I think it was both. I think people who know about NFTs knew these were NFTs. People who didn't had an easier introduction to NFTs than most likely would have, which is great because NFTs in general are not, there's a learning curve. There's different wallets. Like, where do you go? Which one do for what? And I think this is great. I think it's good that we see Upland in Reddit a lot more lately. I was kind of like wondering why they were doing that. This can introduce so many new people to Upland just by kind of like baby feeding NFTs to people who haven't really heard about them or know about them or like them. If Reddit could get them to make a wallet just because, then that's great. I've been going into new players every so often whenever I can. I think it's important for us bigger players to go in there and do as much as we can to help people out whenever we can. I see Y2K in there a lot, and it's great. He'll post his videos whenever he can. Like he has a video for almost every question, so that's pretty cool. I drop my Medium article in there whenever I can. Just to get like the basics and stuff. And I think a lot more people should go in there or even write articles, please. Remember, I've been like on this campaign about people writing articles. We're getting more articles out there from major people like Bitcoin and whatnot, that news. But like community articles, I don't know. I think sometimes people just want to read instead of watch. So
interesting. You done got Shanghaied, people. That's just a classic Shanghai.
What's a Shanghai?
So you get tricked or coerced into something you weren't aware of what was going to happen. So
I want them to get Shanghaied.
Yes. So it's almost like a bait and switch, but yeah, not quite.
Not really. It's not.
No.
It's this is really good for you, and I'm gonna force it down your throat, and you're not gonna like it, but you're gonna love it later.
It's good for you. It's castor oil.
For you.
Drink your castor oil.
Castor oil. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that's cool.
I gotta say that skull, that avatar in the front, that skull looks like an appendage of his that's coming from somewhere naughty.
I will never be able to unsee that now.
Thank you. Good.
A black hooded condom with a skull on it. On that note, I think we might wrap us up.
That was a great.
What are you up to for the rest of the day?
Arting, getting stuff done. I'm almost there. I just finished the I want to show it actually. Let me see. I have to finish Your Sons, and then I can start on the UDU thing. And then I'm still waiting on Atomic Hub to get back to me. I'm just going to play around and see what it looks like with a GIF as the second thing. Because
for the Samurai Aquatics one, yep.
Yeah, like I would really like the 2 videos, but
we'll just have to see what works.
We'll have to see, because
yes, I'm gonna have to have a nap at some stage today after getting royally stooged by Upland the early AM this morning, and then I'm gonna shave off this raggedy old beard.
Oh, you're shaving it? You had your Halloween thing in school?
No, I can't. It's another week away, but I'm over it. So
come on.
It's gone.
No, I like it. Hold on.
Well, the good news is it can come back just with sheer neglect. Yes, I saw this before. So this was the Novo one.
Yeah, she hates this bird. That's his wife. That's Tay, and that's T. So we had Yo Creati on our show, and he loves the golf, so I put some there.
Yeah.
I gotta fix it up a bit. You can see down here. I'm gonna add their logo. I have until tomorrow, so I can keep adding if I want to. I wanted to put like some grass here, make this look a little bit better.
Poor old birdie, getting his head ripped off.
She doesn't like the bird. She hates it.
Nice. Alrighty. On that note of avian murder.
Avian murder. All right, you know what to do, cheese bags. Stay fresh.
Are you looking for some of that quality outdoor decor? But you got no freaking idea where to go? Oh, come on over to Samurai Aquatics and Decor for all your outdoor decor needs. Got yourself an empty plot of boring virtual real estate in the Metaverse, do ya? Yeah, just delete that. I'm still not ready, sorry. Got yourself an empty plot of boring virtual real estate in the Metaverse, do ya? Or maybe some kind of crappy ramshackle building that, I don't know, needs a bit of extra spunk to it or something. And stop mucking about and get yourself over to Samurai Aquatics Discord to see all our available stock. We've got loads of different decor to spend your pretend money on. We got saunas to fire you up and ice baths to chew you the fudge out. Literally stock coming out of our ears. Grills, swings, seating and more. So much more. And if we don't got it, give us a buzz and we could probably make it. Get yourself on over to Samurai Aquatics at 30 Aqua Vista Way in Midtown Terrace, San Francisco, lickety split, and gorge yourself on outdoor decor.
Empire, samurai, ride on the dingo, flying through the sky. Cheese in the house, get off your ride. Hit you with the hairbrush, hit you with the knife. Evil empire, samurai, ride on the dingo, flying through the sky. Hit you with the knife, flying through the sky. Evil empire, samurai, ride on the dingo, flying through the sky. Cheese in the house, get off your ride. Hit you with the hairbrush, hit you with the knife. Evil empire, samurai, ride on the dingo, flying through the sky. Hit you with the knife, flying through the sky.